Hello guys, this is Mohsen here, and in this video I'm gonna discuss provider and Firebase. Provider is a package which is working on provider and consumer recommended by Flutter team. It provides you object of a class from which you want to get notifications. Consumer is like to consume or use that object which provided by a provider. And the Firebase, it is a real-time NoSQL database developed by Google. So I've already created a demo app for those students who want to attend programming languages events. Let me show you in my real-time Samsung device. This is the app. This app has 3 features. Registered if you are not already. Login and logout. You can find the source code link in the description. So this app looks like a single activity or single screen app, as you are already familiar with the single page application. But what does it mean here? I have not used routing here. Everything is happening here in the switch statement. I will show you code later in this video. First, let's create a simple app to integrate it with the Firebase. So our application is up and running now. Now let's integrate this application to Firebase. For that we have to open Firebase console. For the Firebase console you have to have a Gmail account, and you have to log in to the Gmail account. Then you go to the console and you get this page. In this page I will create or add a project, and I want to give name same as what application has, Firebase provider demo v2, Firebase provider demo v2, not underscore but hyphen. Now click continue, and I'm using the test version, so I will not use or I will not enable all these services. Create a project, and it will take a time 2 to 3 minutes to create your project, so let's wait for it. So our project is ready. Now click on continue. After creating project you will see this page, and in this page I will click on authentication tab. In the authentication tab I will get started. I will use a email and password sign-in method, so click on email and password, then enable it and save. Okay, so we have enabled our email and password, and the next step is Firebase database. Click on Firebase database tab. In this, create a database. I'm not using production mode, it is a testing, so click on the testing mode, then next. After that you have to select your nearby region of cloud. So I will use Asia South 1. Enable. So how you can find your regions, your nearby regions? You have to go to this link, cloud.google.com firebase talks locations, and here below you will get all the regions which are near to you. In my location I have used Asia South 1, which is a Mumbai, and whatever your location is you can use that region for best performance. So our close it. So our database is now ready. Now let's integrate or create our application to Firebase. For that we will move to our application, and inside our application I have a file called pub/spec.yml. In the dependency section I will use provider package and firebase-auth and Firebase cloud. So for that I will go to pub.dev, and in the pub.dev you can search for provider, then you will find a provider package. Click on this, click on installing tab. Here you find the proper dependency version or latest dependency version, so I will paste it here. After that you will find firebase-auth and cloud server dependency version. Here we will use authentication and cloud firestore. So click on this and this, it will take to you the same link as pub.dev, same page. After that, installing, and copy this firebase-auth, installing, copy cloud firestore. Okay, after pasting all these dependencies in pub-spec YAML file, save it, and the VS Code prompt for pub get running. Wait for it, so it will get all the package dependencies. Now it's time to integrate iOS device and Android device. For those who have Apple computers, so they can integrate iOS app to the Firebase. So for iOS application, I will get the iOS bundle ID from Xcode. For opening Xcode, I will use terminal, and inside the terminal you have to be inside the folder of whatever your application name is. Write a command iOS xcode work spaces, or sorry, space, and click enter. Okay, so the runner is missing. Okay, now click enter. So it will open your application, this application, in Xcode. So here we have got Xcode. For that I will get my application bundle identifier, copy this bundle identifier and paste it here. So leave these two fields for now, these are optional. Register app, and download this Google Services info plist. Now go back to Xcode and drag this file to subfolder, or name as a runner. Okay, this is a subfolder, not this one. Okay, you have to drag or paste this file, plist file, in the directory runner. Finish it, and now you can close your Xcode. Okay, so we have successfully integrated our iOS device to Firebase, and now let's configure Android device. For the Android device, let's close it and move to, okay, so now next, close it for now. For Android device, I will click on add button and then Android. So I have to copy this package name from my application. In the application we have Android manifest file, Android app src, then man, and we have Android manifest file. Inside the manifest file we have a package. Copy this is from that. Okay, so copy this package name and paste it here. Okay, so these are optional, again leave them for now. Register your application and again download this JSON file. Now let's drag this file to our Android app. This is app folder. Okay, so now let's drag it here inside the app. Close this, close, and stop application. Okay, so we have downloaded JSON file. Now in the Android we have got two builder.gradle files, so we have to change a little bit in those both files. For Android we have two files in the directory of Android, and in the Android directory we have a build.gradle file. Inside the dependencies section I need to this one, okay, paste this line here in the dependency section and save it. After this file we have another build.gradle file, and that file is available in app build.gradle file. Okay, so inside this file, in the next to all this, okay, apply, I have to paste this line, okay, Google services. And the next more thing I want to add in this file, default, yes, in the default config I have to add minimum SDK. I have to change minimum SDK to from 16 to 21 and save. Okay, so now we have successfully integrated our Android app. So our both Android and iOS applications are integrated to our to Firebase. So you can say our application is integrated to Firebase. Now let's try it whether it's working or not. Okay, so now let's run this application. Nice. So let's reveal it in the directory and Android. Inside the Android we have this. Okay, so now let's move it here. Okay, so in our application we don't have any register option or register form. So what I have to do, I will create a default username and password in the Firebase. For that I have to click on authentication tab, then users, not sign in method but in users. Inside the user tab I have an add a user, and for that I will use mohsen.ar@gmail.com and password is 123456. Okay, and add user. Now for testing purpose I will log in this application by this email and the 126 password. Okay, but the functionality is not available now. For that we have to write some code in the main.dart file, and inside the main.dart file I will create another class. Okay, so you can see we are successfully logged in. So our application is fully integrated with Firebase. Now the purpose for creating this application is to show you how you can integrate your application to Firebase, and this was the step-by-step solution tutorial. And now let's go back to our previous application, which was a student's demo application. In that application I will show you how I created that application, and we will go through that application's code step by step. Then you will understand it better. Code will not be available for this application, but for the previous code is available for previous application. This is a UML diagram for this application. Basically this application is for both devices, Android devices and iOS devices. So iOS devices we have to use Cupertino widgets. Basically in this application which I have already created, I did not implement iOS functionality. So this is assignment for you people, that you go to GitHub and fork my repository, which is available in description, and then create iOS or implement iOS functionality in this application, so that you can understand fully functionality of Firebase and provider. So now let's take a quick overview of this application. This application is for both devices, and in this application we have main.dart, authentication.dart, enum .dart. We have enums here, 2 enums file or 2 enum classes in this file, and android.widget.dart. Okay, and we should also have ios.widgets.dart for iOS devices or iPhones. So this is UML diagram, and UML diagram is saying in the main.dart we have app firebase state. In this class we have all the Firebase configuration methods, and we have another state or stateful or stateless widget class, material scaffold, in which we have a material and scaffold. And we are also using a provider in this class, and also consuming the authentication stateful widget. So inside the authentication stateful widget, I'm just checking for app login state, whatever login state is, this should show the appropriate switch statement would be true. And after this authentication, let's suppose when I first load this application, so it will check for the login state in the app.firebase state. So at the first, the app login state is logout, so means it should show the login page. So app.state is logout, and that condition will be checked inside the authentication.stateful widget, and if the condition is true, then it will show login page. If condition is logged in, then it will show the successful page. If condition is registered, then it will show registered page. And for iOS and Android devices, so the condition is also checking for whether the platform is iOS or Android. So now let's come back to our code. Let's start from main.dart. We have app.firebase state class. In this class we have login method, and then cancel registration. And cancel registration is when I press a cancel here, so it will call this cancel registration method. When I press register submit here, okay, when I press submit here, so it will call this register method. And when I press a logout after logging successfully, when I press logout, so it will call this method. Okay, so for signing in, this method will be called. And for any user changes, it will listen for any user changes, whether the user is logged in or logged out. So it will assign the app login state to this variable, and also call the notifier listener, and this notifier listener will be used for this provider method, which is change notifier provider. And after that, the consumer will be used, and consumer is returning this authentication widget. Inside the authentication widget, we are passing only functions which are available in app firebase state class. So we are creating object of app firebase state class, and we are getting this object here and calling each function available, each function and the properties which we need in the authentication widget. So we are using it here. So let's suppose whenever I load my application, so at the first the app login state is the logout, or it will initiate the application. So init method will be called, and it will listen for the user whether the user is logged in or logged out. So it will logged out, so our login state is logged out, and it will call the notifier and provider, and the provider will call and the consumer will use, and the consumer will be called, and consumer is returning authentication widget. When I click on authentication widget, so here we have app login state, and inside the build method, this is a build method, and this in the build method we are using a switch statement. Here the switch statement is checking the case is logged in, so it will show successfully. If case is logged out, so it will show login Android, and it will not directly show login Android. When case is logged out, so it will check for the platform, whether platform is Android. If true, then it will show Android widget. If platform is not Android, that means also platform is iOS. So for the iOS, we have to implement all the functionality of iOS here. So verify email I'm not using here. Password is not in use. Register, for the register, again it is checking the platform is Android. If Android platform is Android, then registered, it will show the Android widget. If platform is iOS, so you have to create or develop the iOS functionality here. So now let's move to Android login Android widget. When I click on this, so here we have a stateful widget class, and inside the stateful widget we have a form of this login, and inside the form I have a column, and after that I have an Android form input widget. And basically this is a constructor of Android form input widget class, and inside this I am passing the type is text, and here the type is text. And okay, so now let's come to the register Android. Here you will understand. Now the type is text. Okay, type is text, and type is again text. So now type is radio, type is text, type is text, type is select, type is switch, type is checkbox. So only one class I have created. This class is a generic, so whatever type we are passing, so it will check for if the type is text, then it will show text form field. If type is select, then it will show drop down button form field. If type is radio, then it will show radio button, checkbox, and all these things will be shown as per condition. Okay, so and in this class, okay, this is not in use. In the app enum dot file, we have app login state. So we have I've already mentioned logged in, verify email, password, and logout, and form input type. Okay, so this was our application. In the last I would recommend you people to read this article, and this article is by Firebase Google team. And in this article you can understand or integrate your Flutter application to Firebase. So I have created this application with the help of this article. So I would suggest you people go through this article and read it properly, then you will understand this application as well as the Firebase and Flutter. Hope you guys like this video, and if you like this video, please press like button and subscribe to my channel for more videos. Thank you.